Often I wondered why we solve problems from the stem as opposed to the root. And I realized that by thinking we want change, that the change is merely going to show up and it's going to happen by itself. But I've come to the realization and to the discovery that requirements exist for change to occur. Knowledge is part of the requirements that is required for any sustainable movement, for any sustainable business, for any sustainable community, and for any sustainable ecosystem. I've come to the comprehension that there is universal principles that govern how life functions, regardless of who you are, regardless of your location, regardless of your race, religion, and regardless of your gender. And that this force is always in constant animation and creating the reality we experience. And this directly reflects us back to matters of governance and politics as it has been in the global West and how it's been on the continent of Africa. And Kenya, as a pilot of how it's also been, will be able to look at the future of leadership as democracy is almost moving down trail as a consequence of its failure to deliver the mandate to the people. And as hostilities and as continued unemployment continues to rise in many continents and in many countries, in many nations and in many communities, is that this is just a time bomb until it explodes. Now, there is a perfect relationship in a political concept of political construct, that there is a mandate between the government and the people. And that in a democratic state is that the government receives resources from the people, and the government is supposed, in terms and in form of taxes, and the government is supposed to utilize that money accountably and be able to deliver proper health, proper education, proper infrastructure, proper technology, food sovereignty, guarantee security, and all these types of things. So you realize that what has happened in the global south, in the democratic world, as well as when you look at in the Western world, is that more often there has been a contrast between the mandate that the political class is given with in relation to the contract that they have with the people. And that we have direct democracy, where the people directly are involved in decision making. And then we have representative democracy, where the people through direct democracy elect their representatives who go then to parliament to make decisions and to make laws on their own behalf. We have seen a number of times, not once or not twice, the parliaments and the houses that have been entrusted with capacity to both have checks and balance, have been corrupted and have been unable to sustain their real mandate, which in other regards is in direct relation to the system that it serves. But you realize all this is as a consequence of our looking at the problems from a linear spectrum as opposed to a holistic spectrum based on systems thinking. So let's go into the design innovation of how we start resolving this challenge. You first of all realize that human capital is the greatest form of capital. However, the understanding we have in matters economics, in matters finance, is that resources are scarce. And because this economic construct is built on supply and demand, is that often we try to play with the supply to spike demand, and this relationship of the supply and demand affects prices. And as the prices are affected, that is what results into what we call inflation. So inflation is a situation where there is high demand of a product, there's low supply of it, therefore the price has to go up and people have to go extra. So the purchasing power or the purchasing parity is reduced to a very minimal scale. So the human being as the greatest form of capital is that we are looking at how do we prepare people for their responsibilities in society, how do we prepare young men, scientists, doctors, philanthropists, let's talk about engineers, tech innovators, let's talk about creating of artificial intelligence models, because we must now, in the age that we are moving into, have direct access to the value chains and the supply chains that enable us to build solutions and to be able to step into economies of scale, with now creating a better education for the people and providing proper healthcare for the people and providing an environment in which young people can be able to dream and be able to take better shape. Now, the National Youth Council election is an opportunity for the young people who have an opportunity to now directly express their capacity in leadership, capacity in governance, in helping shape our policy in matters education, in matters youth economy, as well as building digital infrastructures and our role in an evolving economy that is centered on knowledge, data, and intelligence. This is the builders of the nation. If you are a builder, you are looking to participate in the building of the nation, is that it's one of two things. You can either have me tell you that this is what I'm going to do for you as a president of the National Youth Council, probably, but I would just ask you, would you rather me tell you what I'm going to do for you, or would you rather I bring you on the understanding and get you on a platform of how you can directly contribute to nation building? Reach out to us as we are continuing to prepare for the National Youth Council elections that is coming up in the month of October. We are looking at establishing 1 million innovation communities. Let's rally around a vision. Let's rally around a culture that is going to ensure we are building solutions that have capacity to attain, maintain, and scale its impact globally. See you kwa side. Perfect.